And but yay, thanks for coming to hang out. Hi, welcome. Well, thanks, Pastor Nicole. I appreciate it. Hi. Yeah, I'm gonna start to do more things on YouTube. So hopefully this becomes more frequent. Autumn, I believe you. Hi, Spark. Thanks for coming to hang out. I don't know if Hi. Well, if the Antichrist had superpowers, maybe. Hey, Snoop, thanks for coming to hang out. I appreciate it. Hi. I have not yet figured out how to do a sticker. Hey, Dr. Joe. Autumn, that's awesome. I have a bunch of buttons here. Hi, Chaina. Let's see. Oh, whoops. Highlight save to your channel. Okay, I pressed a button. I don't know what that did. Oh, thanks. We'll figure out if I can do a sticker. I don't know if I can. Maybe not. I can make like a little sign. Oh, I wonder if I can I set you up as a moderator? Ooh. Okay. Ha! You're now a moderator. Oh, Autumn, congratulations. Hi, Marion. Thanks for coming. Dr. Joe, yes, I made you a mod. Autumn, if you're interested, I can make you one too. Thanks, Snoop. I appreciate it. Well, it's funny to not have like a topic necessarily. Thanks. Oh, come on. It is Checkers and Ruby's my puppy. I can show, oh wow, that went really fast. There's Ruby. Hey, big girl. Okay, there we go. Well, we'll find out, Kaylee. I also have fewer people, although there's already been a gross comment by somebody, so who knows? Yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see what like if the YouTube vibe is really different from the TikTok vibe. She's actually a Great Pyrenees. Hi, Addie. Oh, thank you, Rodney. I appreciate that. I guess I'm gonna have to learn how to do a green screen, maybe. I think that's how Justin does it, with a green screen so you can put something behind you. Oh yeah, I don't know if we can do stickers in here. I have no idea. Oh, Snoop, I think the like gift thing in YouTube is super chats, but I don't have the ability to do that yet on my account. Hi, Mary. Yeah, Justin has a really intense setup. I'm very intimidated by it. Like, he started showing me how to do things. I was like, that is too many things open at once. Um, and hi, Adam. So he has like, he's streaming the TikTok and YouTube at the same time and managing things on like 3 monitors, and I'm just using my phone. He is hardcore. Oh, thanks for asking, Leo. Gosh, I guess the video I have about my deconstruction story, I guess, is the most in depth I have. Yeah, is there like something specific you are interested in? Hi, Marduk. Do I have any crazy church stories? Yeah. 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 Hi, skeptically. How do I know Justin? We actually met through TikTok, like doing the same thing. Yeah, okay, too. I don't have a lot of tech. My entire technical setup is I have one little like holder for my phone with a little light. Did you have an aha moment where you realized your disbelief, or was it something so gradual you can't pinpoint when it happened? It was gradual, and I remember exactly when I stopped believing. So kind of both. Like, I had a moment where I was like, oh my gosh, I don't believe this anymore. So both. Pastor Nicole asked, what's the most unhelpful phrase you hear from Christians? The one that's the most frustrating to me, especially from strangers, is you were never a real Christian. That's probably the most frustrating. But I also hear from people like, well, you just wanted to sin, or you're a quitter, basically. Like, why did you quit and give up? That's really frustrating too. Oh, that's interesting, Autumn. Oh, okay. Leo says most of the ones I've heard kind of starts at their childhood and talks about the trauma that comes from the indoctrination process. Yeah, I mean, some of the things I remember that really stuck with me, the pressure to share the gospel really, really young. Like, I remember being 6 years old, and there was like, I had a little friend down the street, and I told her about Jesus, and she didn't immediately accept, and I like sobbed all the way home because she was going to go to hell and it was my fault, or I remember being told in like as an allegory that your sin compared to God's perfection is like trying to jump across the Grand Canyon. Basically, you're so sinful and bad, it would be unbelievably impossible for you to ever be good. Do you feel you are much freer or happier since your deconstruction? Generally, yes. So I deconstructed 15 years ago. And so a lot of life has happened since then. So I've certainly had difficult times. But overall, yeah, I would say my mental health is better. And, contrary to what Christians tell me, I actually take a lot more accountability for my actions and more accountability for the direction my life is going. So it's scary and exciting. No, K2, I didn't convert anyone and have regrets about it. Yeah, Cindy says everything happens for a reason is really painful, especially when dealing with infant child death or illness. Ugh. I think that's such a terrible thing to tell someone. And, when tragedy occurs, sometimes it can be comforting to know that it's nobody's fault and that bad things just happen. Um, and sometimes it just sucks. Oh, Bearded, hi. Hi, Bryson. Hello, hello. Oh, that's interesting. Adam says, I'm one of the few or many atheists out there that was never forced to be religious. I think I'm lucky because both my parents were secular atheists. What kind of behavior do Great Pyrenees have? Are they in any way similar to German Shepherds? No, they're not like German Shepherds. So this is basically Ruby's natural state. This is her 90% of the time. But she is, Pyrenees are livestock guardian dogs. Hi, Bryson. So they mostly hang out and lounge around, and then they bark a lot when they detect a threat. So they're great guard dogs, but they're really chill. Hi, Parable. Yeah, they look so much like golden retrievers, but they're not at all in personality. Yeah, Adam says, so for example, I wasn't raised with the fear of hell, so the concept never really scared me. It just made me think that God was a monster. Yeah. The whole concept of hell is pretty terrible. That, God is creating a place of eternal torment. Hi, Amanda. Yeah, that old guy says hell was the first domino for me. Me too. Yeah, that was my first domino to fall. When I was in grade school, I was 9 years old when I saw the play Heaven's Gates, Hell's Flames, and I don't know if any of you have seen it, but it's horrifying. People being dragged by demons into hell. Okay, Bryson. Did you lose any relationships when you deconverted? Yeah, I did. Um, I lost a lot of friends. Most of the relationships that I had in the church I was in, I it was so difficult to maintain those relationships when they just wanted to convert me back, and I just felt like a project. Oh, that's awesome, Cindy. Well, border collies are very intense. If you wanted a border collie, that's an entire lifestyle. So teacher, I don't participate in any religions. Bye, Amanda. Kaylee says the way the idea of hell scares children breaks my dang heart. Yeah, I know. It's such a manipulative tool. There was a documentary that came out called Jesus Camp. It is a hard watch. I only saw it once and I will not see it again because of what these teachings are doing. Mary says, I know a lot of people I went to church with showed fake love because they left me after I stopped church. Ugh, I'm so sorry. Um, Yeah, I will put Ruby on more often. Checkers was in here and I don't know, she left again. Well, thank you, Adam. I hope you do too. A Yorkie. Yeah, that's a lot of barking. Yeah, I need to learn more about Taoism. I honestly don't know that much about it. Um, yeah, I just, I didn't do a deep dive into many religions because I just didn't think that God existed at all. How am I an ex-Christian? I used to be a Christian and now I'm not. Can YouTube do lives in horizontal mode? Oh, I don't know. Probably. There's so many things I don't know about going live on YouTube. Hi, Ken. Welcome back, Amanda. Well, I hope 2025 is a good year. Sure, Casey. So this is my first time going live on YouTube. I usually go live on TikTok, but I have a video on I know where it is on my TikTok. I don't know where it is on my YouTube page, but I do have a backstory video. Yes, this is my first YouTube live. So thank you all for your patience and hanging out with me. Thanks, Cindy. Oh, Charles, it's video number 1. Thank you. Yeah, so teacher, I'm not trying to convert anyone to anything. I am, yes, Ms. Interpretations. I am. Yeah, no problem, Casey. So I don't believe in God any longer. I used to, and I was very devoted to my faith and to God for a long time. But I, over a long period of time, I stopped believing. Okay, yeah, Dr. Joe, I'm gonna figure out how to do that. Oh, that's interesting, Ken. Yeah. Yeah, so the idea that I never believed, it's so interesting when strangers tell me that. Well, thanks, Casey. Yeah, so this chat is generally for people who have groups, have deconstructed. But yeah, I mean, I appreciate you stopping by for sure. Well, Ryan, Casey has been very kind, so I definitely appreciate that. Oh, big sigh, Ruby. Yeah, I you don't seem mad at all, Casey. Garth asked, by celebrating Christmas, what does it mean to you now, or did it ever have meaning? So it certainly changed meaning when I stopped believing in God. Now it's much more about family and love, you know, and creating joy for the people that you care about. Here, let me, just for some more entertainment. Here's Ruby. Want to say hi? Are you napping? Yeah, taking a nap. Who's a big girl? Totally conked out. Easter, I also do like the secular traditions, Easter baskets and Easter eggs and that kind of thing. Yeah, Ruby's the best. Why did I stop believing? You know, it was a long process for me, for sure. But I first stopped believing that the Bible was true. Oh, thanks, Quill. I appreciate you stopping by. Ruby's a Great Pyrenees. How many hours is she active a day? Not very many. But she does like to sit by the window to like guard the whole neighborhood. Yeah, Adam says, for me, it's true that I never believed because I would say I was raised by atheists, not to be an atheist, but I think if my life was different, I'd be a believer based on chance or circumstance. Yeah, you know, your geographical location is the #1 predictor of what your faith is going to be. I just have the one dog. Yeah, Ruby's a Pyrenees. Yeah, Leo says, when you grow up in fundamentalism, it takes a lifetime to ditch that much baggage. You're constantly under barrage. That's an interesting question. Quill says, I'm a guy who deconstructed over 20 years ago. Do you think being a woman and all of the misogyny in the church makes it harder on women to deconstruct than men? I don't know. I think we maybe have different things we need to deconstruct, although I would say we both men and women have to deconstruct the patriarchy and misogyny of the religion. You know, if you are in a particularly like high control religion or fundamentalist religion, men in those religions have a lot of status and a lot of power. And so in that sense, it might be harder because you are giving up so much. But I don't know. I don't know the answer, honestly. Nice, Grumpy. What gave you the thought to stop believing in God? So it wasn't like a thing that happened all in one moment. It was like a long series of dominoes falling. Have people looked at you differently since you changed your view on Christianity? I lost a lot of friends. You know, all of the friends that I had at the church I was going to at that time, I lost. So that was really hard. Oh, thanks, Casey. Oh, well, thanks, Quill. I generally don't do debates in that my account, especially like my TikTok account, is really more about creating a space for people who are deconstructing. Um, I don't make a lot of truth claims, and so, it's not my goal to like disprove Christianity. But it is fun to be a guest on Justin's lives and just I do like thinking through the logic of Christianity, the internal criticism part of it. Um, that's certainly interesting to me, but like it's not my primary goal, if that makes sense. Do I get hate at all? Um, Only since I've been talking about it on the internet. So, I definitely get Christians who are very mad that I am doing this. Misinterpretation says, how do you respond to people who say, well, the Bible was written by fallible men when you challenge them about the contradictions? So if somebody uses that argument, I mean, I think then at that point they are agreeing that the Bible is not perfect. And so then I'm interested in what do they think the Bible is? Like, what is the Bible to them? Um, so it depends. Yeah, unfortunately, Casey, a lot of people are not as kind as you are. Hi, skeptics. Kaylee said, my domino started to fall with reading the Bible. Yeah, a huge number of people start deconstructing because they read the entire Bible. There's a lot in there that you typically don't hear pastors talking about. Autumn says, maybe instead of a background sticker, you can get a colorful construction paper. There was one time I tried that. My sticker function wasn't working and I did write on it and put it up, but then I realized that like the image is reversed, so I had to like write it backwards. Oh, well, thank you. Happy solstice and New Year to you. Oh, hi. Thank you. Good to see you, Kip. You're welcome, Leo. Thank you so much for being here. Oh my gosh, Em, you remember when I did that? uh, what's the thing that made you be like, yeah, I don't believe in this? So certainly the like jumping off point or the first domino to fall was losing someone close to me. Sorry, I feel like I have an eyelash poking my eyeball. Losing someone close to me who I didn't think believed in Jesus. And when he passed away, it was the first time I experienced someone running out of time. Like time had ended. And so now he was either in heaven or hell. And according to my belief system, he was in hell. And it really just felt different in that, like, wait a minute, this teaching doesn't make sense to me. And that kind of started the process. Hi. Do you plan to keep being a YouTuber? So I'm going to start growing YouTube a little bit, but it is, I'm mostly on TikTok, but I am worried that TikTok is going to go away. So I'm probably going to, if that happens, I'll definitely move everything over here. The Nils experiment says, I'm atheist, but my family just kind of uses the Bible as a jumping off place for their belief system. That's interesting. Like I don't know how to do that. My perspective on it was that it was all true, or I couldn't be sure that any of it was true. Well, thanks, Adam. That's the plan. Yeah, if TikTok goes away, I'll hang out here on YouTube for sure. Why ex-Christian? I no longer believe it's true. Yeah, no, that's a fine question to ask, Casey. I don't pray at all. I genuinely don't think that anyone's listening. Yeah, Skeptic says, once it's possible for a part of the Bible to be untrue, then it's possible for all the Bible to be untrue. That's exactly what, yeah, my thought process was. Like, wait a minute, if this little thing is not true, what rubric do I use to determine if any of it's true? It was very disconcerting. Quill asked, do you have family members who still think you're in a phase or something? I do. Um, my parents, I think, still have significant hope that I will return to the faith. Um, they are really respectful about it, though. And I know not everyone has that experience, so I feel very lucky. They do not like actively try to convert me at all. So I really appreciate that. No, no fog here. Hi from NYC. Do you believe in a collective human consciousness? I don't think so. Um, I mean, I think there's some really beautiful prose written about how because we're made up of the same types of molecules that we are all connected in some way. But I don't I don't think that translates to truly being connected with a consciousness. Oh, thanks, Amanda. I really appreciate that. Kaylee says, oh man, parents are hard. My parents can never know, it would hurt them. Yeah, I mean, Kaylee, you're not alone in that. There are a lot of people who just feel like they cannot tell their parents. And it is really a difficult thing to weigh. Do I tell them the truth about my life, or do I protect them from what I know is going to cause them a lot of pain? Stay Put says, I'm in the same boat. I grew up being told that the Bible is perfect and should not be questioned. They taught me to question myself if I have any question. As I grew older, I started to question it. Adam says, for me, I think my experience with Christianity, at least my friend who is a Christian, probably genuinely fears for my soul due to the concept of hell. Yeah. I do think that there is a lot of times, when Christians are proselytizing, it can come from a really good place. They genuinely believe that you're going to suffer for eternity if you don't believe what they believe. So thanks, K2. Yeah, it's such a scary way to have to live. Yeah, hell is a really toxic concept. The synoptic problem. What is that, skeptics? Casey asked, did you talk to anyone to help make up your mind, or did anyone think you were crazy? And has anyone tried to convert you back? So I did talk to people during the process, but just a few. And, unfortunately, those conversations didn't go well. It was just people kind of giving me cliches and those easy answers that weren't satisfying. And then the reasons that I lost a lot of friendships was because people just kept trying to convert me back. And it was so difficult to, maintain a friendship that way. Oh, that they copy each other. Gotcha. Yeah, so I guess I trust Justin on that. If any of you follow Justin at Deconstruction Zone, he knows that history a lot more than I do. So from what I understand, it seems that, right, the two of them were at least copying or taking information from Mark. But that's outside my area of expertise for sure. What kind of scientist am I? I'm a physiologist. That's interesting. Oh, thanks, Emergency. Appreciate it. Yeah, Amanda, I have a bunch of like my TikToks I moved over here. And then I just have two long form videos. What is something that would be a sensitive topic or a question we should not ask? So I don't talk about my personal life. And I don't talk about like where I live or where I work or anything like that. Eris says, I looked at the Bible logically, and with learning more science and historical evidence, that I started having questions about the Bible and started deconstructing. Yeah, that seems really reasonable. Oh, no, Emergency, I didn't hear that. Thanks, Alpha. So yeah, oh, I spelled this wrong. Ha! I get it. Nice. Um, so I don't think there is an afterlife. I can't be certain, I have never died. So, but I don't think that there is. Oh, okay, with the anonymity of the Gospels. Interesting. So the problem is the synoptic problem questioning like the authenticity of the claims of the Gospels, essentially saying like one person created the whole story. Thanks, Amanda. Yeah, Grumpy says it shouldn't be necessary for a non-Christian to know the Bible, but when they line up to convert you, it does come in handy. Yeah, there are a surprising number of Christians who've never read the whole thing. That does come in handy. Interesting. I mean, that kind of seems reasonable if it's if you're creating a movement or a religion to kind of create your own mythology. What's going on, Patsy? Stay Put says, what advice do you have for a young person going through deconstruction? I mean, I would tell you that it's a long process, and it's really okay to not know the answers. There are so many things I don't know, and um, take your time and have a lot of compassion for yourself. You are human doing the best that you can. Read a lot from a variety of sources, learn as much as you can. And I would say it gets easier over time. Adam asked, what's it like going through deconstruction? It is really lonely and really painful and so disorienting. Yes, being aware. I do watch Deconstruction Zone. I think we have a pretty reasonable explanation for how the pyramids were built. Yeah, it's perfectly fine to not know everything. Justin, welcome. Have you ever thought about going back to church? I don't have an interest in it at the moment. Where do you draw the line between science and religion? So generally, science, we are using the process of creating a hypothesis, collecting evidence, and then drawing conclusions from that evidence. Religion tends not to function that way. And so I think part of it is just the methodology, like the perspective. I have no idea, Justin. I don't know how to do anything. Do I believe in God creating the earth and Adam and Eve? No, not anymore. I used to, but I don't any longer. Kaylee says, deconstructing was harder than any breakup for me, but the other side is freedom. Hi, Eve. Yeah, misinterpretation says, I think I deconstructed years ago, but didn't actually stop believing in God until recently. I say now I've deconverted. Yeah, when I went through the process, the term deconstruction wasn't even like a thing. But also, deconstruction is a critical examination of your faith or of your beliefs. So I don't think you have to stop believing in God to say that you went through a deconstruction process. Hey, Patsy. Patsy, I have a resource that might be helpful for you. Have you ever checked out Recovering from Religion? They have a lot of resources. They have support groups. They have just kind of people to chat with. And so that might be a great place to start, just to get some support and to get some help. I'm so sorry that you're going through that. It does get easier, but I know that may not be helpful right now. Yeah, Charles put the link to Recovering from Religion. So has your life changed since you deconverted? Yes, in some ways, and no in other ways. So yes, in that my inner life is very different. I'm not talking to God all day, and I'm not worrying about what God is thinking. And I think that the thoughts in my head are just mine, and there's not a God or a demon in there. Um, but aside from all the time I used to spend at church, a lot of um, a lot of my day to day is similar. I still care about people the same way. I still value honesty and kindness. I still want to put kindness out into the world. So, in that sense, it's not different. Skeptic says deconstruction can lead to deconversion or a new understanding of an old faith or a new faith altogether. One doesn't necessitate the other. Yeah, definitely. April says, I deconstructed and became an atheist 15 to 20 years ago, and I still feel guilty when I say God is a myth. Sorry, April. It's hard like that. When something is so like deep rooted in you, it takes a very long time to kind of work through that. Do you support Satan or believe in it? No, so I don't believe that Satan is a thing. Like, I don't believe Satan exists. Hi, Salty. Is it possible for someone to believe in all religions? I don't think it's possible for someone to practice all religions. You could theoretically like believe in all of the deities, I suppose. How do you find your interactions with Christians now that you've gone through deconstruction or deconversion? So it totally depends if we're talking on the internet or in real life. I think in real life, a lot of people probably assume that I am a believer, um, but it doesn't seem to have a big impact on my day-to-day interactions. Um, on the internet, I am here expressing that I no longer believe in God, and so I get a lot of I get a lot of big emotions from that. So I will certainly have Christians who approach me really kindly and want to understand. But I also have Christians who kind of yell Bible verses at me or occasionally say really mean things. But I also think that's just a product of saying things on the internet. People are going to be mean to you no matter what. Oh no, I wasn't on Joel's live stream last night. Absolutely, Casey. No, you were being completely respectful. You're welcome anytime. Did you have any writers or speakers who were influential? You know what? Dan Barker was actually the moment I stopped believing was when I was in a bookstore and I didn't even know these types of books existed. And I picked up a book, and I think it was a Dan Barker book that was like From Pastor to Atheist or something like that. Um, but at the time, so I deconstructed back in 2009, and so there was barely anyone talking about this. And really, it was like, Hitchens and Dawkins, and they just weren't my vibe, like it was fine, but so I did so much of it like truly alone. That's funny, Amanda. Do I believe in extraterrestrial life? I think it is statistically likely. I don't know if I believe though that there's like some conspiracy to hide it. But I mean, it seems probable. Exactly, Saint. How was the experience to do a live with Justin in the same room? Justin's setup is super intimidating. I know like you can't see it from that view, but there's like 4 monitors and like things are happening everywhere. And I feel like I spent half of that time being like, oh my God, where are the like it was wild. But it was fun. Chena says, I went through a time where I thought all religions led to the same end, as in they all worship God regardless of name and end with eternal paradise. You know, I've heard like metaphors like that, where, you know, we're all going up the same mountain. We're all going up the same mountain and we end up at the top no matter what trail we take. Hi, Nishi. Have a good night, Casey. Thanks for stopping by. Or like the metaphor about the elephant where, you know, people are experiencing different parts of the elephant and they think it's all different, but it's all an elephant. Yeah, I like that metaphor. I mean, I think it is, I don't know, a nice way to think about it. Okay, Chaz, you're done. Saint. Thank you, Charles. I did too, although it didn't have like a mute. I mean, it said hidden, so I hid him. I don't know. I don't know how to use the things. Thanks, Salty. I know, the Elvis gift would be great. It's unfortunate we can't do it here. Oh yeah, Britt Hartley is awesome. I definitely recommend Britt Hartley to anyone. Casey, he was just asking questions about my personal life in an inappropriate manner. Where's the super chat button? I don't have one yet. I don't get super chats until I have 3,000 watch hours. I have to make some more longer videos. So yeah, I don't have super chats yet. Unfolding says, deconstruction or atheist ideas also seem intellectually developed and complex and interesting for sure. Do you think you can become attached to these concepts in some sort of ideological way? Yeah, absolutely. You know, I mean, I think as humans, we can become attached to any worldview or philosophy, or, you know, idea. I mean, I think as humans, we could become dogmatic about almost anything. He was, Casey. Yeah, Adam, having a super chat button would be very fun. Speaking of dogmatic, where's the doggo here? Oh, thanks, Operation. Hey, Ruby. What you doing, big girl? Hi. Did I wake you? I'm sorry. Who's your good baby? Yeah, nope, she doesn't move at all. She's camped out. Oh, thanks, Justin. Yeah, she's the best dog ever. She's so sweet. She's the gentlest dog I've ever had, even though she's enormous. Yeah, raising her head was a lot of energy. No, I can't do the Elvis impression if I don't have the Elvis stuff. It's even more embarrassing that way. Oh, thanks, Marduk. I don't know. Justin, do you know, do the lives count as watch hours? Or I'm supposed to save this. Is this save the live and then I repost it? Is that a thing? Thanks, Charles. No, I did not get Ruby as a pup. She was a rescue. So I got her when she was about 4. Oh no, I didn't watch Heretic. I was a little, I don't know, like I don't do horror, and I knew that I don't think it was supposed to be horror as much as suspense maybe, but I didn't. Yeah. Oh, nice. Thank you, Sang. What do I believe in? Well, I don't believe in anything supernatural. No, I don't think the FBI watches my phone. I don't think so. Oh, it is horror? Okay, well then, yeah. I'm glad I made the decision not to watch it. Good to know. Yeah, I'm too sensitive for horror. I do have a guard dog in bunny jail. Marduk, a lot of people loved it. I think it depends on if horror is your thing or not. It's macabre. Yeah, I can't handle like when bad things happen to people, even in the movies, which limits the movies I enjoy. Oh, interesting. Yes, I was raised Christian. Ruby's about 7 now, I think. Oh, Poltergeist and The Exorcist. Yeah, I've seen Poltergeist. I have never seen The Exorcist. Yeah, Quill, I definitely like secular humanism's like ideas. Adam, I heard like check on. I feel like the Nosferatu is sexually charged, so I don't know. Maybe look at some summaries or something to see if you want to see that with your mom. Yeah, sorry, I don't answer questions about like where I'm located. Ooh, yeah, Kaylee, that sounds like it's not my jam either. Well, friends, I am going to call it a night. But for our first YouTube live, yay, I think went well. I really appreciate you guys coming to hang out as I figure this out. I don't totally know, but it's going well. Yeah, so thank you for coming, and I think I don't know, it saves this somewhere. And I can maybe come up with some kind of schedule of when I'm going to be on YouTube versus TikTok. I don't know. But yay, thank you again. I appreciate you all hanging out. And you can contact me on TikTok. Does YouTube have like DMing? I don't even know. Anyway, have a wonderful night, everybody. Oh, I don't even know how to end this. Oh, wait, there's the button.